Welcome back with our main topic today. Well, the Nuclear Power Plant Authority announced the 19th of November will be the first annual anniversary of the Egyptian nuclear energy, marking the signing of the contracts for construction of Daba nuclear plant. In the year 2015, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Russian President Vladimir Putin witnessed the signing of the construction of Al Daba nuclear plant between Egypt's Ministry of Electricity and also the Russian company Rosatom. To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to host this morning in the breakfast show our dear guest, Dr. Hoda Abu Shady, Professor of Nuclear and Radiation Physics, Cairo University, and also the Dean of the Faculty of Nanotechnology. Good morning, Dr. Shady.
Good morning.
Well, Dr. Shady, could you give us a hint concerning the date of the 19th of November, as it is the annual anniversary of the Egyptian nuclear energy?
Yes, this is the date of the signature of the contracts, with the final contracts with the Rosatom, which is the equivalent of the Atomic Energy Agency for Russia, and the Nuclear Power Plants Agency in Egypt. And I think this will be the start of a lot of festivities for the nuclear scientists and all the people who awaited for this time to happen for many years, and a lot of professors who passed away who had this dream to have the signature of the power plants.
Yes. And
I'm proud that I have witnessed the early signature in El Ittihadiyya, the early signatures of the contracts in 2016.
Yeah. So, Dr. Shady, to what extent, where did the project of Al Daba nuclear plant reach until now? In what level?
I think it will start to have the commissioning in July 2022. It should have been done, but I think the deal was never perfect or about to be achieved, except in this administration. Like, I'm proud to be there to see that the signature is real and that we are going to apply that. Like, it should have been done like in the 80s, but it was always postponed. But the political will decided that this is a necessity in Egypt, and the signature was done. So it is really, we should be proud of this time.
Yes. So, Dr. Shady, what does the Daba power plant mega project represent for Egypt?
It represents stability for the electricity, stability for the future, and other plans of water desalination, of never accounting on oil or gas or other resources that will be depleted in the future, because we cannot always rely on the oil and the gas, because maybe in the next 20 or 30 years everything will be over, all that kind of energy will be over. So we need to find new resources. It was a very clever idea to start the nuclear power plant for electricity and peaceful applications in the present and the future, and it will be sufficient for 40 to 50 years, because the power plants, they stay for 50 years in the generation of electricity.
Yes. So what is the positive effect of the Daba power plant mega projects concerning the economy in Egypt?
It will help progress all the villages and those people who do not have like enough electricity, and the hospitals and the schools in the villages around the Daba. And of course it will create what you call a socio-economic impact on the villages and the governorates around the Daba power plant, because at the time when they will use all the workers and the handy workers around the place, they will train them and they will give them discounted electricity, and we will have more factories to be built, and that will have plenty of electricity.
Yes.
With good prices.
Yeah, that's very important, of course. So, Dr. Shady, concerning also the effect of this Daba power plant on the energy resources.
Well, this is very important. You cannot have like one energy from one resource. This is what we had like for the last 50 years. We had like electricity from the high dam and electricity from gas and oil, and now we are having coal. It's good to diversify your electricity resources, because this makes you rely on your own. So we don't need to import the gas or the oil, or even deplete our resources of coal. So now we have electricity, could be from wind, from the solar, from the nuclear power plant. This is very important, that we diversify our energy resources. It is the most intelligent way of staying stable economically.
Yes. So, Dr. Shady, how would this Daba power plant, which is considered a mega project, of course, would alter Egypt's status among other countries?
I think we will, at an instant, because we are going to build 4 nuclear power plant, we will achieve with the future some kind of stability, and we can even give the other countries, give them electricity supplies. Like,
so we are going to provide the electricity.
We could
to
provide
other
even for Libya and for Gaza
yes,
Strip. We can
the
have
nearby
them.
countries,
the nearby countries, or even Tunisia. I heard that at a time that there was a plan to give the electricity to all the
also Tunisia, which is considered also a neighboring country.
A neighboring country. Yes.
Yes. Yes. So, could you elaborate on what Egypt has become or reached in the field of atomic energy in general?
Well, actually, Egypt is one of the early countries that had plans in the 50s with the nuclear power plant, and had, we know, of course, of Samira Musa and Dr. Adel Musharraf, yes. And a lot of Dr. Mustafa Musharraf, lots of people who went to abroad and acquired information, and they were building. So but the time we started in the 50s, President Nasser declared that we need to make the Egyptian Atomic Energy Agency in the 50s. We yes. started earlier than Japan and then Korea, and because of the war in the 1967, we postponed our plans, and because our resources was exhausted from the wars. After the peace treaty, they started thinking of like having another or a second research reactor, and then the plans now are ahead of building really a nuclear power plant for civil and peaceful applications that will serve the country economically, and provide electricity, water desalination, provide a lot of opportunities for people to work around. We will open new factories, we will have hospitals that have stable electricity all year round.
Yes, yes.
So this is the future plan for 50 yes. years.
Yes. So, Dr. Shady, how is the Egyptian government or the Egyptian state is working to develop this field of nuclear energy?
I think the nuclear power plant agency is making a lot of research and training and development in this field, and having a lot of young men and ladies and technicians and engineers that have been trained in Russia and Europe for the past 5 years, and I'm really happy about that. And we have like developed also the regulatory board for the radiation protection and the commissioning, which is very good. We have been like the last 10 years has been a preparation for the future. Yes. So we are on the right track.
Yes. Dr. Shady, how has Egypt reached to a point of signing this contract in order to establish the Daba power plant?
It's a lot of work. I know colleagues, I've been like for the last 4 or 5 years on the board of the Egyptian Nuclear Atomic Energy Agency, and I've met a lot of people who told me the story of this success. It's been there since the 80s. In the Egyptian community of nuclear engineers and scientists has been planning this since the 80s. And they searched for a lot of places, not only the Daba to be a place for the nuclear power plants, but nobody ever had the courage to take the decision to go on, let's go on and buy and decide which type of power plants that will be used. And which is one of the fortunate parts that Russia gave a very good offer and Egypt accepted it. And there, as I told you, there was this political will and power to take the decision, yes, we are going to build nuclear power plants. So everything was done on the scientific level, but nobody had the courage until we had President Sisi declare that this is the right time to build the power plants.
Yes, yes. So, Dr. Shady, could you give us a hint on Egypt's history in the field of atomic energy? You've
Yes.
just mentioned, of course, Dr. Samira Musa, Dr. Mustafa Musharrafa.
Actually,
Yes.
they were not the only ones who started that. Dr. Mustafa Musharrafa was in the Cairo University, a professor in Cairo University, who has started the atomic energy research. And then
What did he add in this field?
he had a lot of research, but it was not on a experimental ground. Dr. Samira Musa was a bridge between the two, and then after she passed away, there were plenty of other professors like Professor Lutfiya Nadi. She worked both in the Atomic Energy Agency, and she also worked in Cairo University in the same physics department, and I had the honor that she taught me like in the first year physics. And then we had like plenty of other professors of nuclear engineers and who graduated, like Dr. Yusri Abu Shady, Dr. Ibrahim Al-Osiri, may he rest in peace. A lot of people, engineers who were working even in the Atomic Energy Agency International. They were a lot, plenty. We have plenty of professors with that history. They started building up a motion in the scientific community, and we started by building the Anshas research reactor that was like built in the 60s in the time of Nasser, and in the 80s they built the Argentinian research reactor. So Egypt has all the experience and all the experienced professors who can run that. And afterwards, we have like now the Nuclear Atomic Agency, and then we have also the Nuclear Regulatory Board, and we have the Nuclear Research, and we have also the Nuclear Power Plant Agency. So we have 4 nuclear agencies who are working with the Ministry of Electricity, each one on his field. So we have the institutions, we have the manpower, we have the expertise, and now we have also the political power.
Yes. In the future, what do we expect from the Dab'a nuclear power plant?
I think I would expect a lot of prosperity in the future for the next generation and generation after. I'm happy that I witnessed the construction, and we'll be, inshallah, all witnessing the fruits of the nuclear power plant with electricity, stability, and economical impacts on and also the surrounding areas in the Dab'a. For the people living there, they will have a better life, and they will have like hospitals, more schools, and more development.
Yes. Yes. Doctor, as a professor and an academic person, of course, teaching this field, do you feel that a lot of young generation and youth in Egypt this field attracts them in order to study in this field, the nuclear energy?
Well, I think the field of science does not pay much, so people are not attracted to go to the...
Why?
Because I would say that we have like a very bad publicity regarding the education of science.
So it needs more awareness?
We need more awareness, and even for the, if you have like some research and statistics from the field of education, you will know that we have like 27 to 28% of the people who graduates from the Sanawiyya Amma, they only go to scientific,
secondary,
yes, they go to scientific fields, and this other 70% or 72% they go to literature. So do we need all those people who graduate from humanities against only 30% who graduate from scientific aspects? So we need to plan for the future, direct the young men and ladies to go into science, and that science is, we need also the media. We need the media to show beautiful things about scientists. I remember in the time that I was going to the university, people used to joke about nuclear energy in Arabic. And there was also several films that were like Istiqalat Alimat Zara, so the resignation of a nuclear scientist. So these are not like good propagation or good things about science. We need to provide a good image about scientists and that they serve their country.
In order to attract more people.
Yes, they make patents, they made discoveries, they help us in finding drugs and for the pharmaceutical products for curing cancer, for diagnostics, for a lot of fields. So the nuclear physics is very important, even in preserving the food.
Yes, yes. So, Dr. Shady, also, what are the countries that you take as a good model for that it's very well developed in the field of atomic energy?
I think for the future and the past. For the past, it was France and USA and Russia. But now the French government is phasing up partially the nuclear power plants in favor of other renewable energies. They used to have like 80% of the nuclear production, the electricity production from nuclear energy, and now they are reducing this. Italy phased that out. So the future is for China, Russia, and Japan and Korea.
Yes, yes. Dr. Shady, we were just speaking about the energy resources concerning the Dab'a power plant. So now nowadays we hear in the whole world that there would be a lack of resources.
Yes.
Yes.
But there is also, we have other resources. I think we have enough plans that
But of course, for Egypt and the African continent, I think there are more resources in comparison to the whole world, of course.
Yes, the old world, which we call Europe, and have depleted the resources and try to deplete the African countries from the resources. But we are independent now. We have the sun. Nobody can deplete that or can extinguish the sun. So we have a sunny fields weather. That we can, and a sunny weather. We can use the solar energy to provide us with electricity for the sunny parts of the year, with electricity, with heat, with water. We cannot serve in the water desalination properly, and we have also the coal, resources of coal. We can use the wind and the geothermal motion. And plus this, we can also use the nuclear power plants. So if we diversify this, we will have plenty of the resources for the, I'm not talking also about gas or coal or oil, because these will be, they will vanish in 50 years from now in the whole world, or maybe 70 years in other countries like in the South America. But in Egypt, I think we planned a good plan that we have a diversity of electricity. So I'm hopeful for the future, inshallah.
Thank you so much. I really had the pleasure to host you today in the Breakfast Show. Thank you for your valuable information also and for your time.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you. Well, I thank you so much, our dear guest, Dr. Hoda Abu Shady, Professor of Nuclear and Radiation Physics, Cairo University, and also the Vice President of the Academic Affairs and the Dean of the Faculty of Nanotechnology. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me in this segment of the Breakfast Show. My name is Amal Mukhtar. I leave you with the rest of the segments in our program, Breakfast Show.